Hey Aquarius.
So Neptune enters your third house at the end of Jan 2026, which is Aries. Neptune in the third house can make you way more artistic than before. It can make you much more sensitive and psychic with the information that you give out and you receive.
Neptune can also cause a sensitivity or confusion towards your neighbors, your cousins, your younger siblings. And there could be some issues with your vehicles.
Saturn enters your third house, Aries, around Valentine's Day, Feb 14th, 2026. Saturn is gonna stay in your third house until mid April 2028. So, these 2 years, Saturn is gonna stay in your third house. So, Saturn can cause issues regarding communication. You might not be talking as much as before. You get pretty serious with your communication. Maybe you're trying to learn a new language. There could be issues regarding short distance travel. I have noticed some people tend to have fractures to their arms or legs while Saturn is in the third. So just be careful of that. You might have to put in a lot more effort to learn while Saturn is in the third house. You might take a learning or languages or information a lot more seriously while Saturn is in your third house. Saturn goes retrograde at the end of July 2026, and it stays retrograde at the end of the second week of December 2026 in Aries, which is your third house. Things could be extra slow or extra difficult while Saturn is retrograde. You might have to revisit or redo information in general or reevaluate while Saturn is retrograde. Uranus enters your fifth house at in the last week of April 2026, and it's gonna stay there for next 8 years. Uranus has been in your fourth house, which is house of family, house of home. So since past 7 8 years, there might not be that extreme level of stability in terms of your home, in terms of just peace of mind. In terms of your family, there could be sudden issues arising all of this time, unpredictable stuff happening in terms of your family or relationship with your parents. Now all that will shift into your fifth house of children and of dating and hobbies. Uranus entering your fifth house, you'll give your children a lot more freedom. There could be sudden issues regarding your children. You could be using technology way more in terms of raising your children. Or your children could be way more technologically active, way more independent once Uranus enters your fifth house. Your dating life can be a bit more chaotic than before. You could be into hobbies that require technology. You could be into hobbies that are out of the norm. Your dating life could be out of the norm while Uranus is in the fifth. Your creativity can have a weird or a sort of newness to it than before. Jupiter enters your seventh house of Leo at the end of June 2026, and it's gonna stay there until the end of July 2027. So Jupiter is gonna be here for 1 year. The first half of 2026, Jupiter is gonna be in the sixth. It's gonna make your life a lot easier in terms of your work. Your work life is easy. You're not straining yourself as much while Jupiter is in the sixth. Your health is mostly good. Your relationship with your co-workers is pretty good while Jupiter is in the sixth. Jupiter has been retrograde since the beginning of 2026, and it stays retrograde until the second week of March 2026 in Cancer, which is your sixth house. So there could be some delays or revisiting or redoing or reevaluating certain topics when it comes to your career or health or co-workers. All of the goodness of Jupiter moves on to your seventh house, which is the house of relationship, house of partnerships, and house of business. You could get married while Jupiter is in the seventh. You could find a long term partner. You could be dating a lot more while Jupiter is in the seventh. You could start a business. If you already have a business, it could be thriving, it could have a really good time. So yeah, enjoy good partnership and good business time with a 1 year in the second half of 2026 and first half of 2027 with Jupiter in the seventh, Aquarius. Jupiter goes retrograde from mid December till mid April 2027 in the house of Leo, which is your seventh house. So there could be some redoing or revisiting or reevaluating regarding your partnership or your business. Or things could be slowing down while Jupiter is in your seventh house in retrograde motion. The first half of 2026, North Node is in Pisces, which is your second house, and South Node is in your eighth house. So the nodes are in 2 and 8 axis, affecting your finances. You're going through major changes when it comes to your finances specifically, and all of this will shift into 1 7 axis the second half of 2026. So at the end of July 2026 until March end 2028, North Node will shift into your first house, while South Node shifts into your seventh house. So 1 7 axis is also again great for starting relationships, ending relationships, making major changes when it comes to you as a person, and also starting new businesses, changing your image completely, because this is 1 7 axis. And whenever eclipses happen, these houses tend to have way more potency. The first eclipse happens around 17th or 18th of Feb, depends on where you live. This is new moon in Aquarius, which is your first house. This is partial solar eclipse, so it's not as potent. 17th or 18th of Feb could be a new beginning of something regarding you. This is a new phase for you, new things are happening. You could be changing your style, you could be changing your self concept, your self image around this time, or planting seeds for that around this time. 2nd or 3rd March 2026, there is gonna be total lunar eclipse, full moon in 2nd and 8th house axis in the house of Pisces and Virgo. So there could be major changes regarding your finances, regarding your food habits, regarding fertility. Pregnancy could be on cards. Regarding your investments, you could be making some new investments, or you could be getting inheritance, or there could be major changes in terms of your spouse's income, major changes in terms of your taxes, major changes in terms of your reproductive system or excretory system, or your physical intimacy, emotional intimacy. So this is pretty potent because this is total lunar eclipse. You could be planting seeds for the next 6 months, or the potency can show up right around the starting of March. The next eclipse happens around 12th or 13th of August. This is new moon in Leo. This is total lunar eclipse. Leo is your seventh house. This is pretty powerful because this is total solar eclipse. So there could be beginning of a new relationship, beginning of a new business. So excellent time, 12th and 13th August. I hope you're already dating, or maybe you just started dating someone seriously around this time. 27th or 28th of August is a full moon in again Virgo Pisces axis. This is partial lunar eclipse, so it is not as potent, but again, major changes in terms of your finances, food habits, inheritance, taxes, investments, your stocks, your intimacy, and fertility. Now, Mercury is gonna be a retrograde only in water signs for the year of 2026. Mercury enters Pisces in the second week of Feb 2026, and it stays there for 67 days. Mercury enters Cancer in the beginning of June 2026, and it stays there for 69 days. Mercury enters Scorpio in the beginning of October, and it stays there for 67 days. Mercury stays retrograde around the end of Feb until the end of third week of March in Pisces for 22 days, and Pisces is your second house, so there could be reevaluating or redoing misinformation, delay of information, or regarding the house of finances for you. The focus, as long as Mercury stays here, is gonna be on the finances. Mercury goes retrograde at the end of June and until the end of third week of July for 24 days. So you are revisiting and reevaluating, redoing, or dealing with miscommunication or misinformation in the house of Cancer, which is your sixth house. So, in terms of your career, there could be delays in information, misinterpretation, misinformation, or redoing or reevaluating and revisiting topics regarding your health or career. Mercury goes retrograde at the end of October, and it stays retrograde until the middle of November in Scorpio for 20 days. This is your career house. As long as Mercury is in Scorpio, your focus is mostly on your career. And when it goes retrograde, there could be misinformation or delays of information or revisiting topics or reevaluating or redoing some topics regarding your career. Venus stays mostly in the houses of Libra and Scorpio. Venus stays in Libra for 75 days and in Scorpio for 79 days for both 2026 and the first week of 2027. Venus enters Libra in the second week of August until mid September, and Venus re enters Libra in the last week of October, and it stays there until the end of first week of December. Libra is your ninth house. So, Venus in Libra is a great time for you to focus on travel. Maybe you're traveling with your partner. You could be having a really good time dealing with academics. Your lecturers or professors are a lot more favorable towards you. The legal stuff is finally moving forward, is going your way. Your faith is strong. You're having a good time regarding things with your religion or faith. Venus goes retrograde in the last week of October 2026 till mid November in Libra, which is your ninth house. So there could be delays or reevaluating or revisiting stuff regarding your ninth house. Venus enters Scorpio, which is your 10th house, around second week of September until the end of third week of October. Venus re-enters Scorpio in the second week of December, and it stays there until the end of first week of Jan. Venus in Scorpio, which is your 10th house, it's a great time for career. So if you want to change careers, this is a time for you. You could be getting a promotion, you could be getting new opportunities, or you're taking new opportunities and changing jobs, getting into a better place, or simply having a really good time in terms of your career. Your boss is good to you while Venus is in the 10th. So, all in all, it's a great time for career with Venus in Scorpio. Now, Venus goes retrograde in Scorpio from the beginning of October till the end of third week of October. So, you could be re-evaluating or revisiting some topics in terms of your career. There could be things slowing down while Venus is retrograde in terms of your career. There are no Mars retrogrades in 2026. Mars goes back and forth between the houses of Leo and Virgo in both 2026 and 2027. Mars stays in Leo for 141 days and Mars stays in Virgo for 150 days for both the years combined. Mars enters Leo at the end of September and it stays there almost until the end of third week of November. Mars in Leo can create disagreements or issues in terms of your relationship. There could be breakups or fights with your partner. Also, there could be issues in your business, or you could simply have a lot more focus and a lot more energy to hang out with your partner. You guys could be going out more, hanging out more, or while Mars is in Leo. Or you could be way more focused on your business and you could be doing way more things in terms of your business while Mars is in Leo. Mars enters Virgo in the last week of November and it stays there until the end of the third week of Feb 2027. Mars in the 8th house can make you spend a lot of money rather quickly. You could be making quick decisions when it comes to your investments or any money related stuff. Also, you could have some fights with intimate partners. There's a lot of sexual activity while Mars is in the 8th, or you simply have way more time and energy when it comes to 8th house topics like intimacy and money. That is your 2026. I hope you have a good time. Take care.